I think this next guy needs really no introduction. We have a great friend of the show, a local Chicago resident on the ground here. Let's go ahead and toss it over to our man Tyler Oranger, everybody. Tyler, thanks for
Gentlemen,
coming on.
gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. Big fan of the show. Friends with you all individually, but seeing the show has really hyped me up for today. You guys all look great. I love this. Eric, you look good. Your whole setup is incredible. I feel like I just stepped into a Best Buy. You guys are freaking incredible. So thank you so much for bringing me on today. And I don't know if I have any takes or any interesting things to tell you guys, but I can kind of give you my boots on the ground interpretation of what's happening in Chicago, which is it's not great. It's we're not extremely over the moon here, but there's some good things on the horizon. So thank you for having me, and let me know if you're looking for my opinion of what's happening at the local bar scene here with the Bears fans.
No, yeah, Tyler, we really want to know what you think about them firing OC Shane Waldron. I mean, that's big news. I mean, obviously the whole organization has been going through a lot since the Hail Mary, but
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's kind of where this whole thing, it didn't start there, but it definitely started to hurt there. So yeah, we fired Shane Waldron yesterday on Tuesday. I don't know when this goes out. Maybe we're live now, but he just left our presence, and it's pretty rare that when we call for heads in Chicago that someone actually gets fired. So that felt good, but it's really not going to fix everything. So I come before you a humble man. We came out of the gate hot. We had a good record at the beginning of the season. I was hyped up. Really excited to be a Bears fan, but we had that Hail Mary that happened against the Commanders. That really hurt. And then I want to say the week after that, we're in Phoenix, and what happens again? We get hail. So it literally hails on us again. It's almost like God himself doesn't want to see the Bears do good. So he blocked us out that way too. So it's been bad. It's been a turn of the season of biblical proportion. We're not happy, and as long as you guys don't bring up, the Chiefs game, or the Patriots game that happened the other day, then, it's probably for the best. So that's kind of where the energy's at right now. And I appreciate your condolences.
Tyler,
I have a few ideas on how we can fix it, but I'd love to hear from you folks.
Yeah, Tyler, are you, if going back in time, are you happy to see them give away Justin Fields, who was playing well at the end of last year? Give him away for pretty much nothing, and then roll now with Caleb Williams? Or if you were the GM, would you have done anything differently, or you still want to see how this all works out?
I mean, hindsight's 50-50, right? It could have gone either way. So I am actually not happy to let go of Fields. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. As you can see, I'm wearing the jersey. I've been a fan ever since, we got him, and still a fan. He's done great for the Steelers. I just want to give a quick stat. The only stat I have today, because Justin Fields last season, he ended with a 5-3 record, and he started with the Steelers with a 4-2 record. That's 9-5 in his last 14 games. That's incredible. That's great. I have a bit of a wild take on Justin Fields. It would have been nice if we could keep him and Caleb Williams. That'd be nice. Maybe have QB1 be Justin Fields, and have Caleb Williams be QB2. Maybe learn a little bit from a guy who's been around another extra year from him. The problem that we're putting too much pressure on these QBs their rookie year, especially if they're the number one draft pick. It's so much pressure on somebody, and I don't know. You look at people in Green Bay like Love. He was underneath Aaron Rodgers for a while. He was his understudy, and he learned a little bit. And now he's doing decently with the Green Bay Packers. Dirty words over here in Chicago, but that's kind of my take. It's like we threw so much at Caleb Williams right away. It was obviously a lot for him, and the problem, we weren't able to foster him as a rookie, as the first round draft pick, and that seems to be a consistent thing across Chicago sports lately.
Well, the whole league, really.
I wish
they all do that.
You say that with Daniels, though? I mean, we had the Daniels matchup, Daniels and Williams, and it seemed there was a better rookie QB in that matchup against the Commanders.
Look, Eric,
one thing
Let's go, baby.
One thing I'll throw out there with both Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, two successful rookie quarterbacks we've seen this year, is that they are older rookies. So when you look at guys like Caleb Williams, I mean, he's had years to start, but like, and even go back to Anthony Richardson, who doesn't have near the experience as these other guys. Like, it takes time to develop to play quarterback. So I think we might actually see a trend where guys like Nix, Daniels, and even Michael Penix, stay at the NCAA level a little longer, and then teams want to put a higher draft capital on guys who have more experience, and then they can come in and play at an effective level right away.
Yeah,
I mean, how can the coaching staff support that? And does that have to do with the teams too? Like, because to me, like, the feeling in Chicago is that the coaching staff was not there to support. In addition to your note,
Tyler brought this up. He said, when Jaden Daniels played Caleb Williams, there was a better quarterback out there. Me, Marcus, Zach, we all agreed this year. We all agreed Jaden Daniels. You guys also said long term Caleb Williams. Do you still have the same take, Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels?
Yes,
or watching this first half of the year, has it changed here? Because they have a really good...
I've already said it. I said it pre-show, and I'll say it again. You switch these two guys. Caleb Williams is easy rookie of the year. Jaden Daniels is probably struggling. The Bears have a lot of issues. They just fired their offensive coordinator, so they don't know how to run an offense. They don't know how to protect Caleb Williams. Those things are just facts. You put Jaden Daniels with an offensive-minded coach. He looks great. You put Nix with Sean Payton, offensive-minded coach. Looks great. The Bears don't have that. And I just think a lot of what you see from rookie quarterbacks is what's their environment. DJ Moore also wasn't helping. We saw what he did against Arizona. He just walks off the field in the middle of a play. It's more than just talent and then looking at box score stats and stuff like that. Like, I truly believe Caleb Williams is still the better talent, but it's just what are you going to do when you're in the Bears are just they're a curse for quarterbacks. Sorry, Tyler.
Looking back 10 weeks ago,
I know it.
There was a different president said Caleb Williams was in the best situation any rookie quarterback has ever been in.
He should have been.
But now you're saying it wasn't an offensive minded coach. That's the difference. Even though he had all the receivers.
We as fantasy players underestimate that coaching matters more than I think the talent of the players that they're with. Keenan Allen, we probably were giving too much credit for how good he is. He's probably just past his prime, obviously. DJ Moore seems to be a diva queen, got paid and doesn't care. Rome's looked fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with Rome, but it's hard for him to put up stats when he's got two more trusted wide receivers.
I would say that Rome's biggest problem is that he's not Joe Alt. I think that had the Bears gone with an offensive lineman
protection
with that ninth pick, or what was it, eighth pick?
But I don't think Joe Alt was on the board, was he? I think he went off.
Yeah, he was.
Fifth.
Well, I mean, this is what they should have done. This is my opinion, and I think maybe to hear Tyler's take on it. The Bears should have held on to Williams, or held on to Fields. They should have traded the pick for as much as they could get, and maybe traded back into like fourth or something so that Williams and Daniels go first. Then they take Alt fifth or whatever, and as one of the picks they would have gotten, and then they would have had some protection for Fields. I'm not saying that Fields is better than Williams. We don't know that, but what we do know is...
Does this mean we lose out on a Dunze?
Yeah, you would lose Rome.
Oh, yeah, no deal. That's
I guess you could have still got Rome.
He's catching balls. And he's doing. I mean, I'm not going to speak ill of DJ Moore. That's my boy too. But Rome Odunze is out there, running routes, sprinting. That guy is really doing his best.
You got to get the ball out of your hands to get it to him, though. That's my thing.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
that's just nine games.
That's on Williams. And I tell you what, I feel like Williams is connecting with Odunze more than others. I mean, there may be a stat out there that doesn't say so, but the biggest plays that I've yelled and spilled nacho cheese on myself, it's with Rome Odunze. So
no, they have good chemistry.
I'm keeping him every time.
I can't deny it, but they need help.
They do need help.
I do have a question though for you. I heard a rumor, probably just a rumor, but similar thing to the Colts and even Bryce Young. But some people saying it might be time for Tyson Bagent to step in and take a few starts and let Caleb Williams sit out and watch the master do it. What do you think there, Tyler?
Here's the thing. I have been calling for Bagent, but I haven't been calling for him to start games. There's been games where we've been way out and we're not going to win those games, and we still have Williams in getting sacked, and he's a couple hits away from possibly having an injury. And the thing is, I love Tyson Bagent, big fan. He's got the tats on his left arm, right? Left arm tats, right?
Yeah, right arms for buckets. I think he's like
right
Swaggy
arms
P.
for buckets. Yeah, he's like Swaggy P. Right arms for tossing. And don't get me wrong, we all saw Hard Knocks. I was a Bayesian fan before that. He's a great guy. I can't wait to see him, have more snaps. But the thing is, like, he needs to be coming in a little bit more at the end of games when we're losing. So we need to protect QB1. I think Williams is going to have a much better second year. I think Bayesian is always there for us. He's a team player. I love to see him play. I don't know if he's the answer. So, there's a reason we stuck our necks out for Caleb Williams, and we need to foster that talent. The thing is, we can't, hide away from our number 1 draft pick.
No, agree.
But we do need to protect him when the time comes.
Yeah.
I do not think you can bench Caleb Williams. I think you got to stick him back there, let him learn. But I do think, protect them. Don't, maybe you leave DeAndre Swift in the block or a tight end to block, and maybe you don't get as many open plays down the field and you just punt the ball away that drive. But to Tyler's point, you can't let him be back there being a punching bag.
Well, I actually heard that he read/heard. I don't read. He leads the league in sacks greater than 4 seconds on the ball. So he's not doing
no doubt. He holds on to the ball way too long, trying to make something happen.
That brings up a very good point, which I said once he came into the league that I don't know if he can play within structure, because in college he'd run around there for 20 seconds and then make some miracle play. You can't do that in the NFL. The ability to hold on the ball all day long doesn't exist in the NFL. So that was one of my biggest concerns on Caleb Williams coming in as a pre-prospect is, can he play within the structure of the NFL?
All right, which leads us to kind of my last little Bears questions for you, though, Tyler. Eberflus has 5 games, has lost 5 games in his career where he had a 95% chance of winning at one point. How long can they hold on to him? His record is 14-29. He's never won a road game on a Sunday.
That's a shame, because normally when someone's got a 90% chance of winning something, that's usually when I put $5 on DraftKings down. And man, that would really turn me off. I tell you, Eberflus coming out with the beard this year was a good move. But after, that's about where it ended, boys. So I'd really like to see, here's the thing. I hate this cycle that the Bears have gotten in with getting a new quarterback every 2 years, new coach every 2 or 3 years or whatever, but that's offset. So then we don't have a cohesion between the quarterback, the GM, and the coach all at the same time. We need at least 3 years to make these people mesh. So I'm not calling for Eberflus's head. I'm glad we got rid of the offensive coordinator. That's something. Let's start there. Maybe Eberflus's beard, he can grow out a little bit longer than mine. Maybe he'll be a little bit better, but it's nice to have a coach with a little fire under his ass. So maybe he could change that a little bit about him. He's not as laissez-faire as Lovie Smith, but it's I don't think shaking up the entire organization all at once has done us good in the past. So let's not repeat those issues moving forward. Let's just see what we can do now that we've got a.
So you're saying hold on. You're saying hold on to Eberflus
at least to the end of the season. At least to the end of the season.
I'm not buying any stock in him. He might not be around that long.
No,
every time I check Twitter, I think he's going to get canned. I think he's going to get canned every time I check Twitter.
Well, it's not going to get canned.
I agree with Tyler.
It's not after.
Yeah, he's not getting.
He's going to at least coach this week.
No, I agree. He's probably going to. I mean, knowing the Bears organization, they're going to let him go. Like, why? Like, they fired the OC, so basically all the blame is diverted. Honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. If you were a head coach of the NFL, you should just be like Eberflus and hire a rogue OC, and then when he starts to do bad, just be like, "Yeah, you're fired." and then get somebody
Scapegoat.
else in there, and then just keep scapegoating them. And they keep like, oh, new OC, let's give him some time. New OC, let's give him some time.
Oh, we can't keep doing this though. Let me just give you. Let me give you my final thought of the night. This is my final thought of the night, boys. So I'm a big hockey fan. We all love the Blackhawks here in Chicago, of course. We had the #1 draft pick last year. Of course, we had Connor Bedard. He came in. He's a generational talent. This kid is insane. He's 19 years old. He's lighting up the league just like Patrick Kane did a few years back. Didn't have a great first year. It's sort of the same sort of thing going on with Caleb Williams. Hot first-round draft pick. Incredible. Anticipation super high. And he did pretty well. We saw some highlight plays out of him. But he gets injured hard, breaks his jaw. Well, he didn't break it. Someone else broke it because he didn't have protection. A lot of things like that. So the thing is, we in Chicago, across leagues, need to start protecting our first-round draft picks because we are getting a lot of incredible talent. And, what do we do in Chicago? We keep getting rid of these coaches and moving our coaching staff around. And so that's not working. We had Quenneville for, 10 or so years or whatever, and we got, 3 rings to show for it. So is Eberflus the answer? No. But I think keeping a coach on a longer term and having a longer cohesion with their #1 draft pick is probably for the best if we can figure out that equation.
What do you think of Bill Belichick coming in?
As an announcer?
No,
As a coach?
Yes, he's looking for a job.
I bet he is. I bet him and his cut-up sweatshirts would look real good in a Soldier Field. I'm not looking for Bill Belichick. As I told you, don't bring up the Patriots. I said that at the top of the episode.
We're not doing that. Yeah. Tyler, are you going to stick around for us while we finish it, or are you?
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Okay.
Thank you, boys, for having me. I appreciate you. And